Hey everyone, Jessica here from Abracadabra Refurbished. Are you ready, guys? Let's get started. Here is Citristrip and a cheap chip brush. I've used it before, it's just an old one. It's not a brand new chip brush. But here I put a layer of this Citristrip on the top of this table. And today I scraped it off, okay? But I think I'm gonna do one more coat of Citristrip on here, and same with this one, okay? This one still has the first coat on there. I left it on overnight, so it's a little bit stiff. I did spray some water on there, see if I can scrape it off. I'm actually gonna scrape a little bit of this off, probably. It doesn't roll away on me. Basically, I sometimes use this twice. You know, you need to do it two times and then start sanding. And because I am, in the stripping mode, I like to do more than one thing at one time. I'm going to strip this little end table as well. So basically, I just pour it on like this. I'll show you how. Just, pour it out of the bottle. Use your little chip brush and spread it around, okay? You want to cover the whole area. You don't want to do it too thin. You want it a little bit thick. It takes, maybe an hour or so. You want to leave it on at least. There's been times where I've had like really tough ones, so I've covered them with saran wrap. Because as soon as this dries, it's not as effective. I mean, you want it to be wet, okay? It will dry, especially if it's hot outside. Right now, I just have a space heater in my garage, so it's not going to dry out real quick on me, so I'm not going to need any saran wrap. But if you're wanting it to stay, moist for a longer time, you think it's a tougher job, you can always saran wrap it. It'll keep it working, it'll keep it activated longer, okay? Anyways, guys, this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to finish covering all of this with a layer. I'm going to do each one of these for the second time. Okay, guys, you see stop. Okay, guys, so while I am waiting for the stripper to do its job, the Citristrip, I am going to start taking the hardware off of this dresser. This dresser is a custom order. It's a custom order for my sister-in-law. It used to be her, I think she said her grandma, great-grandma maybe even. Hopefully the screwdriver will work. Some people probably use a drill, but I'm just gonna use a screwdriver. Some of these are already halfway loose. I don't know what it is with these. I think I'm afraid I'm gonna strip them or something. Probably save time if I just grab a drill, right? And then I usually, so I don't lose them, I put the screw back into the handle. Not always though, because when I take them in, and I'm going to reuse these, okay? I'm going to clean these up really good and reuse them. I don't know if I'm going to make them gold or copper yet or whatnot, maybe black. But I don't like to get the screws wet. So when I wash them, I don't wash the screws. But anyways, there. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to start washing it up too. You kind of want to use something plastic, maybe a plastic scraper of some sort. Today I'm going to start with this. It's actually a baking tool, but it's plastic. You want to be careful not to scratch the top of your furniture, sometimes I do use a razor blade, but you gotta be really careful with that. You can create yourself more work, you know, you might end up having to sand. So anyways, let's see, and of course, this straight, right off like this. A lot of times you want to have something handy to put all that goop onto, okay? Like maybe an empty paint can that you have sitting around or something. I'm just gonna put it into the garbage, okay? See how nice it will scrape off? And then when I'm done with this, I will wipe the excess off of mineral spirits, and then after that, I have to wait for it to dry again. Once it's dry, I will sand it again. Now this is a delicate piece. I didn't want to have to sand this one a lot, plus it's round on the edge. So I really wanted to get as much off as I could without sanding. Sometimes I just strip pieces with sandpaper and I'll just sand away. But I didn't really, I want to see how nice this one is. Plus it's veneer, and she wants the top stained. My sister-in-law wants this stained. So I want to make sure I keep that veneer as pretty as I can without shaving off or sanding off any unwanted veneer. Because I've done it before, I don't know if you have, but it's really easy to sand down too far with veneer. Or, you know, or you lose some of the integrity of the pattern when you sand it. Like I say, I will be sanding this. It will need to be sanded. But because I'm stripping it with the Citristrip, it won't need to be sanded as much. Whatever doesn't come off with the scraper, like I said, I will get it off with mineral spirits. Push this one back. And this table is also custom. I had a client drop this table off. She has Makeover, I believe it's called, end tables. They're so beautiful. She wants this stripped and stained to match those. This is an end table. It has little legs over on the side. She wants this to match the McCob style end tables that she has. They're kind of the mid-century modern blonde color. So they're pretty. They're a pretty neutral, a neutral color. This one will be a little. This tabletop is going to be a little bit challenging because of this. There's a lot of scratches on there. And it looks like even a burn mark and some cup spots. We'll see if I can maybe bleach that out or use some type of acid on it without ruining the table. It won't ruin the table, but I'm wondering if some of those scratches are going to come out or not. There's that. There's the table. Not on wheels. That's just the tabletop. Here's the legs over here. I also have a stripper on the legs. I'll have this plastic thing, you know, it's not going to take the stripper off of that. And then there's this little one that I need to get on wheels so I can roll it around better. See that? French country end table. Doesn't have a matching set. Oh yeah, that's this one is gonna look nice too. Don't you guys just love my cooking tool? If you're gonna get a kick out of this, let me know what you think of it in the comments. What are that Sam's Club, like a grocery store? Bunch of baking pans that were supposed to be lifetime guaranteed, and I My pans were not lifetime guaranteed. My kids and my husband, they just used the different utensils that weren't supposed to be used, but this is the utensil that you were supposed to use. It's the only thing I have left out of the whole kit. I have about 4 because I love them. They're stripping, they work great. They're plastic. They won't damage the, they won't damage the tips of your furniture. So there you have it, guys. See if I can get the mineral spirits out and start breaking this down. Sometimes steel wool will work too. Mineral spirits and steel wool. I'll be back. I'm using the green pad and mineral spirits. Okay, guys? You see that? Okay. So, you can see right here in the corner. I don't know how you guys do it, but I just put a little on. You start kind of deactivate, really. You're deactivating, you're taking the power of the stripper away, okay? And then you have to get all that stripper has to come off. And it's gonna be sticky, and you might have to work at it a minute. I mean, it just doesn't magically come off. You gotta work at it, and your sponge is gonna get ocky. Just work at it for a while. So, I got a little bit off the top before I turned the camera on. Right now I got to worry about this underneath lip right here because I wanted all that off too. So I'm going to try to get a quick wipe of that. Okay guys, I'm going to show you how I use this Bondo. It's just all-purpose putty Bondo. Is that, there we go. I don't always use the cover, but today it's the closest thing I've got to use. So as long as I can get this open, I will use this. I always keep my screwdrivers down underneath my chair. Sandy, and I got a little bit of sand in my nose. Okay. It's just gray. If you're sensitive to smells, you should put a mask on. I just had one on. I took it off. Bondo does definitely have a little bit of a smell. I wouldn't use it in your house with kids and dogs and animals around, probably. Unless it was really well ventilated. Okay, let me see. How much do I want to start with? This stuff, it doesn't have very much working time, so I don't usually use a lot. I only have just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. And then you have to mix the little bit of cream in here. What do I call this? The hardening cream? Yeah, cream hardener. Just put only see how it's gray? Just put it doesn't take much, not even a dab. That's probably too much. Use too much. So that just means it's going to, the working time is going to be even less. So the couple of the corners of these dressers need to be filled. That's the cool part though about working with this Bondo is it will harden really quickly. So then I don't have to wait an hour or whatever, and I can just come right back in about 5-10 minutes, not even. And I can sand it down and smooth it out and keep working for the rest of the day. Okay, so then I mixed in that white putty, and I'm gonna slather it on where I want it. You want to leave a little excess on the corner where you're using. Oops, I hope I don't sit right now. You see this corner right here? Okay. You want to put it on. You don't want it all over the drawer, but you want to have a little bit on the outside because never know. Sometimes you have to do it twice. But you want to get a good amount on there to sand down. Because otherwise you'll have to do it again. You'll see the line. You'll see where you've done it. If you put enough, you think that you would put less and you'd see less of the putty later, but that's not true. Look at all this veneer that fell off. There's other ways of doing this, like adding more veneer. Putty. If I didn't mix enough, that's fine. I can add more, mix a little bit more, add more. Evening it out. Just sure I'm going to have to make a little more, put a little more layer on there. But like I said, before I sand it, I'll turn the camera back on and I'll show you guys. Show you the sanding. As close as things I can get with what I've got in my little container. See that? Okay, I'll be right back to sand. Here you can see I decided to apply a coat of shellac-based primer. Here I used Home Depot's black chalk paint and I applied by hand the first coat. My Wise Owl paint is in, so I will be using Wise Owl paint from now on. I am so excited. I stained the top of the table with an oak colored stain and the desk and the end table with the color Kona. I spray painted gold and top coated with clear. The second coat of black paint was sprayed on with my HVLP paint gun. I chose to use Minwax Wipe-On Polyurethane. Time to top coat. Using my paint sprayer, I used Satin Polycrylic. Ta-da! Magic!